Hello, Andy. This is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig. 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 I'm sweating like a pig.
It's all John's fault. It's all John's fault.
Hello, and it's my fault. I'm John, your host. This is Jeremiah, and behind the camera today is Sam. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
All right. Monitor our levels over there for us,
Yes, please.
Let us know how that's going.
Everything's going fine.
Today's show, we were going to have the wonderful folks from Coon Valley Winery, but this is their day off. And they don't want to do anything job related on their day off. I don't blame them, so we're going to set up a special recording with them and basically record the show, play it live, and then throw it up on our podcast. Hopefully that'll happen within the next week or two. Other than that, today's show is going to be about looking forward and seeing what we think is going to be happening coming up or what we want to do this year, and kind of let the conversation go from there to wherever the hell it's going to go. Where's it going to go?
I don't know. All around the river bend.
All around the river bend. Sounds like a bad song.
It probably was.
Get your banjo out. Come on. I'm waiting. Sing the song.
All around the river bend.
Where's the banjo?
Not here.
It's in my rhythm. I got
It's in
no rhythm.
Deliverance.
It's definitely Deliverance. How was your day today?
Better than my weekend. Spent all day at work. Did my job. And then got stuff prepared for some side projects and then came here.
Side projects. That's what we're talking about kind of today. What sort of side projects that you're willing to talk about
Not.
do you have? So you have none that you're willing to talk about?
I got an Oculus Quest 2 for Christmas. I've got Beat Saber downloaded and keep talking and no one explodes.
Oh, that's a great game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man, we should do that live sometime. We really should.
I'm all up for that.
Yeah, okay.
One of
That'll
these
be a
days.
weekend or something when you have a day off. So it can't be a weekend. Sometime when we can all get together and do that. Yes,
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
So that's a future thing coming up. A little VR. Just don't stop talking.
See
Yeah.
how well we can get that rigged up to go on.
Oh,
the
we're gonna
screen as
die.
well.
Yeah.
We're so gonna die. We can get that done. That won't be a problem.
My project I was working on, one of them was modding Beat Saber so I can put fan-made songs on there and play their creations. Beat Saber is set up right now so that you have to pay $30 for the game,
Okay.
and then $13 per song pack. And they release very few song packs that are official. So,
Okay, you're saying song pack. I'm assuming there's more than one song.
like 6, 7, 8 songs.
So
per
you're basically buying an album, boys and girls.
You're buying an expansion.
No, like a CD or an album,
Yeah.
a set of songs. Yeah, sure, it's downloadable content,
But
but
the-
it's the capitalist milk us until you can
DLC.
sort of thing.
It's
Yeah.
lazy game development where we'll give you a partially finished game now for the full price of a finished game 10 years ago.
For a game like that, it's like Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
You can always download a new CD to play the songs on Guitar Hero. This is the same thing.
That's
Okay,
why I like
that-
Audio
okay, I'm fine with
Surf.
that.
Yeah.
You ever
And-
play Audio Surf?
I think I played it with you one day, didn't I?
Yeah, that's you add
Yeah.
your own music. There's no downloadable. You
Yeah.
used to be able to hook it up to YouTube, and that contract kind of went through and fell through. But now, as long as you've got an MP3 of anything audio on your computer, it'll find it, and you can play Audio Surf to, death metal, disco, trance, audiobooks.
The best.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
I so want to play that. I really do.
Played Beat Saber
See-
to where the red fern grows.
See, I've actually got an idea for playing Audio Surf to basically an audiobook that's really, really, really long, but do it as a promotion for Pride and their Spencer Youth. But the problem there is we haven't been able to coordinate with people who actually own the rights to the audio we're going to use. Shouldn't be an issue. It's, if anybody wants to know, it's Rusty Quill. You ever heard of Rusty Quill?
No.
No. Okay, Rusty Quill is basically I want to say they're an English-based audio drama that they they make. And this particular one is the Magnus Archives.
Oh.
And it's really great. It starts off, and it's this guy telling you these stories, kind of like, he's dictating, this person's statement is, and it starts. And he reads it as if he's the person giving the statement. And it starts becoming more and more thematic. And he does a really good job delivering it until you find out that, well, what he's really doing is he's being controlled by this supernatural being who's trying to feed him with all this information so that he becomes basically an observer or a watcher or the eye. That's as far as I'm going to go with it because you really need to listen to it. It's got 4 or 5 seasons.
Okay.
All reality comes crumbling down. It's wonderful, like straight up H.P. Lovecraft dark stuff. It's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
I read a fantasy book, a decade ago.
No, you probably read one yesterday.
Yeah, but the one I'm referring to was about a bard who wanders into a dragon's lair unknowingly. The dragon was going to kill him, but the dragon wants to hear a story first. So the bard, being Bard, tells him this really, really wonderful tale and leaves him with a cliffhanger. The dragon says, no, that can't be how it ends. Well, I don't know the ending yet because that just happened 2 weeks ago. If you want to know the ending, you've got to let me go. So the dragon puts a magical geas on him and says, okay, you have to come back in 6 months' time and tell me how it ends. Or at least give me an update. And that's this book series. There's like 3 or 4 books in the series about this bard going out, learning what's going on in the world, and come back and tell the dragon like this beautiful epic tale about what's going on and keep the dragon entertained. And that's why the bard gets to live, and it's kind of a symbiotic relationship because the bard gets to live and the dragon gets to hear good stories.
Neat. Neat. That could be a fun one too. Too bad it's not an audiobook. Or is it?
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes. And other projects. Okay, we're moving on. You have a VR system now. You're going to disappear once that occurs. And what else is happening?
Yeah.
Any other projects? Future plans for Coon Valley?
Coon Valley, when it warms up, we'll get back out there. We will keep fighting. I kind of want to try to put in another order for some weapons and shields. Don't know exactly what I want yet. Probably 2 more
You
swords.
want it all.
I want everything.
You want it all.
But everything costs a lot of money. And if I want something specific, what I've did the last couple of years is I want something I wanted this nice big red
Beat
sword.
stick.
Yes, great big beat stick.
Yeah.
Coon Valley's our LARP group, by the way. We meet down at Cooper Commons at 4 o'clock on Monday afternoons every week, as long as weather's permitting. Once weather's permitting. It's got to be above 40 degrees or so, otherwise no one has a good time. Take 2 hits, a slap to the ear, and everyone just dies off.
Asterisk.
Snow.
Yeah. Oh my God, snow is awesome.
If we could get 6 to 8 inches of snow, I would do it. I like the snow anyway. I like to run around in it. I like to take my dog. I like to shovel sidewalks and driveways. I just love the snow. It's my favorite.
Speaking of that, some article I read online, and if you want to know what it is, you can look it up yourself. Supposedly, after a certain age, you should no longer shovel snow, because shoveling snow can induce a heart attack.
Okay. Then I get off of this miserable planet.
Look,
Win-win. All right.
Jeremiah has chosen how he wants to live his life.
Go out doing something I love.
Going out with his boots on, as they'd say.
Yeah.
Tennis shoes, but yes.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
The analogy sticks.
So,
Yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about weapons and gear I want to buy if I wanted to buy something for Coon Valley, but nothing is just screaming at me this time. A great big long flail, but they've got to be a minimum or maximum length or something like that.
Are two-handed flails allowed anymore? Because there was a while those were banned.
I maybe not a two-handed flail, but something a little bit longer.
No, I'm talking two-handed. You sit there going, "Bah!
Yeah.
Take that, Sam,
No,
take that."
those are not allowed.
All right,
Yes.
so
Question from the cameraman.
Yeah. So, is it illegal by the LARP community rules to build a LARP-safe ballista?
No, that's allowed.
Oh, I know
totally
what I'm
allowed.
making.
You won't be the first. There's been
know.
ballistas, really shitty catapults and trebuchets. I mean, shitty.
Yeah.
Where it's
Excellent.
like, okay, Sam is about 10 feet from me. He's at the maximum range. Now, the reason this is safety. You're throwing something that can't weigh more than a pound.
Yeah.
And it's foam. And you're trying to get some weird contraption to fling it.
And it can't be smaller than like size of 2 fists. It has to be
Yeah.
bigger than this, but less than a pound.
Okay.
So
And it's so it's really hard to project something at a good distance. There have been some really good ballistas that used golf club tubes for the bags with a big wad of foam on the front.
okay.
Those end up being considered more like javelins and have been known to go 50, 60 yards.
Oh no.
Yeah. I know, it's awesome. But that's okay. You're still allowed, yes, if you want to use archery, bows and arrows are allowed.
Yep.
So
Crossbows also allowed.
crossbows are still they fall under a different rule. But they are allowed.
They are allowed.
Yeah. So
And if somebody makes it up to it and taps it with a sword, it falls apart and you have to have it healed.
Oh no.
fixed, mended, whatever.
Yeah.
That's where you use your imagination.
Yeah.
Oh no, my catapult is broken.
Yeah, see,
Help.
the catapult, they got
Help.
hit 10 times, and you have to have somebody come up and, believe it or not, they put their hand on it and go, mending X amount of times. Yeah.
I'd say a 180 syllable poem or something
Depending
like that.
on which group you play
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah, they have all sorts of different things.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. There are rules. I mean, it is a game. It is really physical.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wrestling is kind of allowed. There are stipulations. You can't throw somebody. You can't suplex somebody. If you take them to the ground, you have to go to the ground with them.
Yeah. You are allowed to kick people, shoulder check people. If you kick them,
You're allowed to kick their shields.
yes. And you have to keep 1 foot on the ground, no drop kicks.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can't. I can't come up to you and kick you.
No.
I can kick your shield. Yes. So.
You can shoulder check me. You could shield bash me.
Yes.
Take 5 or 6 running and just...
I can't, take my closed fist to your sternum.
No. No.
Why not? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Injury. Sorry.
Yeah.
Now, crotch shots aren't exactly illegal,
Ah, I'm immune to those now.
but if you get caught doing it on purpose, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, if you're stupid enough to not wear a cup, like I don't, then it's kind of your own fault too.
Look, the other day there was a moment where I was tagged in the balls, and someone was like, "Take that," and I was like, "I'm immune. I have 4 dogs and a wife, and I am set
Poor sucker.
as a man. I am set to where everything in this world can tag me, and everybody has tagged me in the balls in
He
life.
hasn't played enough. He has not played enough.
I am immune to this."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could break through that kung fu.
It happens. And it's an accident, and whoever does it will apologize.
Yeah,
And
because I sit there and I get that sympathy pain. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
yeah, I usually feel bad enough, and I say, okay, I'm sorry. I just take a death right there. I
Oh.
walk away because it's not fun. I don't hit light. I've gotten enough strength.
And that's the difference. Some of these games range from mild contact, where it's literally ding, to full force.
Yeah.
Like I can swing this like a bat at you.
And that's usually how I get people into it. It's like, okay, take this weapon, whether it's a one-handed sword or if it's a smaller person, I'll use like a two-handed sword. I say, hit me. Now hit me like you're mad at me.
Yes.
And then put your entire body into it. That's a light, medium, and a heavy hit. We'll go from there.
If anybody wants to know what it's like to visually be hit, please go to Radioactive Shack on YouTube and watch the spicy commercial.
Yes.
When you see Cheyenne be afflicted by the pain of spicy, that's Jeremiah in the background hitting her with one of our boffer weapons.
Uh-huh.
It's a genuine response.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that response. Cheyenne, I love you. Thank you.
Yep.
You're awesome. Want to do it again? This
Probably
time you
not.
can hit him.
Uh-huh. Yeah. See you out there in the spring, Cheyenne.
So that sounds like a pretty good set of things you've got looking forward to there.
Yep. I'm
John?
still locksmithing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yep. I had 4 calls over the weekend, watched some videos about how to do more locksmithing stuff and stuff I already knew, but tips and tricks on and things like that. That's still side projects. I try to keep myself busy because otherwise I wallow in self-pity and doubt and despair.
Yeah.
How's that different
Yeah.
from any other time, really?
I stay focused. I compartmentalize.
Okay, I can accept that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've just been playing video games more often. Again, it's been fantastic. Gives me something to be aggravated at.
No, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
Video
John,
games take up
So
way
we were
too
talking
much
about projects. We got all Jeremiah's projects down. How about your projects? What are your
time. Currently,
upcoming...
I've got to put some brakes on a couple of them. Not sure where Jekyll and Hyde is going at the moment. I need to do some financing for that one. Other than that, I've just got some smaller plans coming up that I want to try to put together. I want to start putting more skit shows together. Maybe some of them will air on here. Yeah, that's kind of all that's been going on. Other than that, I've been doing side projects with Gavin, trying to get some work done with them. Stuffed animals, miniatures, things like that. Matter of fact, Lisa, your work will be done soon, and we'll be able to send it to you. Lisa is a good friend of the family, and her son's having on the 21st? I don't know what day it is. He's having his 2nd birthday, and we've made a whole bunch of plushies for him based on his favorite show. And they're coming out awesome. And I made the cake toppers. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. I'll show you pictures of that later. Nobody gets to see that here until they're delivered and the person who owns them has them.
Awesome. That's the way to do it.
That
Yeah.
is.
And they're all based on the Donkey Hody from the Rogers production, Mr. Rogers' House. And on that note, it's a really weird thing. If anybody knows Mr. Rogers and the original Donkey Hody, that is a creepy puppet. Like, they skinned something and put it on a hand and went, "Rah." But the new modern day version of which is a Mr. Rogers production or a Rogers production, I don't remember what it is, they made it all cutesy and very, very Henson-esque. And those are much better, much more palatable.
Okay.
They're not the bozo level of, oh my god, it's going to kill me through the screen. Dad, I'm traumatized.
Let
So,
Don
yeah.
Quixote crawl back into the well,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you want to, you should search Donkey Hody, H-O-D-I.
Yeah.
And you look at the original picture and versus the yellow fluff butt it is now. But other than that, with summer coming up, hoping some more, unless the world comes falling apart because of COVID, some more video jobs here and there, and it's because stuff's dried up again.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what's going on. But for this show, we're basically going to continue, maybe split off, but definitely continue with the reviews. I want to start pushing more, less mainstream reviews on some stuff, see if we can get some local stuff going on there. Not just movies, but maybe some other artists and stuff.
Okay.
Get them out here as well if we can.
I would say we keep doing some mainstream stuff.
I didn't say we're going to stop.
That is what we are interested in, or super popular, or stuff like that.
I'm going to leave it as what we're interested in.
Okay.
More like what I'm interested in. If you're interested in it, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I got to do Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
I'm saying us interested in
Well,
stuff.
that was interesting. I was like, okay, I watched a couple of these. Is this going to be worth finishing? And what do you have to say about it? Oh, so it's really not worth watching.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
Don't.
Flashback. Yeah. Yeah, the violins are upstairs. They're playing really strong today. They're having a good time.
Yep.
We
Sounds
should
really good.
bring them down sometime.
We could.
We should.
Yeah, they could come down and have practice in here, and we could just show off the talented youth of our community
Yeah, and adults.
instead of
it's not just
of just the old.
So we need to send somebody up there and talk to them. And it's not always just youth up there. So there's also been.
I know somebody up there that's in her 50s. I don't know if she's up there tonight, but she's rehearsed with them multiple times and has been for 4, 5, 6 months now.
All right, well, it's in your. It's going to be in your hands to reach out to them and see if they want to come out and perform.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for volunteering.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. That's what I get for opening my mouth and talking to all of you.
Yeah.
That's the forced retail smile.
The other.
Because I'm still in my retail outfit.
The other thing we're trying to bring back is we've so far have one episode of 64 songs. Ian Winningham's idea to take an artist and compare all their songs, 64 of them specifically, and try to figure out, out of those 64 songs, which do we, not you out there in the world, which do we think are the best songs? And we argue and go back and forth, or sometimes because of the songs we just completely totally agree with each other, on where they belong, and we pair them up. So if it's like, say we're listening to, let's say, the one of the current artists we're doing is Weird Al Yankovic. So say we're doing Fat versus My Baloney. We argue back and forth. Which one do you like better? Just a quick idea. What good points about Fat? Quick, go.
It's a newer song than My Baloney. It's got more...
Newer doesn't mean anything, though.
It's got more recording, more depth in it. He's learned his skill set and he's going for it. It's not as raw, though. Like, the passion from some of his older songs is just there, and you can see the passion.
Now, good things about My Baloney.
Just said them. There's more passion.
No,
it's
well,
more.
Come on,
Oh, you're arguing for My Bologna over Fat.
No, I like Fat more.
Oh,
but
okay,
I was
okay.
just giving
Yeah.
reasons for both of them.
Oh,
I
I'm
prefer
sorry.
Fat.
Okay.
I'll put that out there.
I'm
right
going to
now.
say
Thank
they're
you.
both great songs, but if I was going to put them in any order, it'd be My Baloney. So see, here we have a tie. How do we break this? So that's where we would call up. Hello, Sam. These are the songs we're going up against.
You know I'm fat.
And that would be the tiebreaker right there.
All right.
And that's how we work. And we both agree. It's like however the argument goes, if we're tied, that third person comes in, and it's usually a phone call. We reach out. We've even grabbed people outside in the library because we actually had a whole season of this recorded that never got on the air. And that's how that one works. We're going to go through Weird Al. We're going to then go through other artists and do the same thing. And that's Ian's idea. That's what we're going with.
How's he doing?
Nervous.
Okay.
Yeah. COVID has him just completely flipped out. He's boosted though. He got his booster.
Nice.
Good. I did too.
Yeah. Other than that, he's a published game.
I know.
Yeah.
I own it.
Isn't that awesome? Sweet. So yeah. Ian Winningham.
What's the game?
What's the name of the game again? I can't remember.
It's something like Jack of all trades, but that's not it.
No.
It's a little white box featuring suits and stuff like that. I remember it's based off of a playing card deck and the suits among it, but I can't remember the name.
And we're
of
totally embarrassed because we can't remember the name of it. But Ian Winningham.
That's not it either. Something.
See, my phone is over there charging, so I can't search it for it.
Yeah.
Your phone is in your pocket, so you could probably look for it.
It's right here.
Yeah. So what else we're doing at that point? Going to try to put that, and I'm going to get together with Nate's Candy. Tom Rice is looking at possibly doing some stuff more online. Nate's Candy is Tom Rice has been on here before. That was a great interview. makes them great. I actually got a hold of some of the caramel coffee bits that he was making, and they're out of this world. Basically, they get some of the coffee that Main Street Coffee puts together, and I don't know how they do it since they have to import coffee from everywhere. It's not like they grow it in their backyard or in their case on the roof, but they have their own blend, and he uses that to mix in with the caramel and makes a great addictive caramel espresso.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Trying to look through his Facebook, and I'm not seeing anything.
Might have
Oh,
what? We might have the game. Probably not. But other than that, we're going to try to expand the show, improve the quality, get some more skits on here, reach out to more people, get more interviewees. Speaking of that, Raven Rivendale, I've set up an interview with him sometime this month. It's going to be the same thing as Owen Valley. It's going to be pre-recorded with her and her producer for the show she's trying to make. She's got a couple out there. One of them is, as you saw earlier or listened to earlier on one of our shows, the trailer for The Phoenix, which is about the Tulsa Massacre. So we'll be bringing her on the show, and unfortunately, it won't be live, so we can't do like a quick questions, but we're just going to have another typical, hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? Where's it going? Why are you drinking that tea? Sort of show. Sam, since you're in the background, you can tell us a little bit about your projects.
My projects have been abounding. I was at work for most of the week, so I had to find time here and there, and fighting creative burnout's been a bit of a struggle, but we got there with some well-needed sleep. Mostly right now, my main projects have been working on my wife's commission, which is the demon baby crawling out of the portal to hell.
Which I think was absolutely funny that half of her family thought that that was a pregnancy announcement.
No, that was my mother that thought that that was a pregnancy announcement, because a friend of mine posted on there as a joke, boy, what a weird pregnancy announcement. And then I woke up to my mother's text messages going, oh my God, is it? Is it? When's it coming? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? Where's the baby? I just want my grandbaby. It's like, no, there's no baby.
That's your baby. It's that plastic doll up on the wall.
Here's what is funny. I told her about this project when I started it. She has also known about this project for years. And then over the phone goes, well, if you told me about it, I never heard. It's like, yes, you did. You just heard what you wanted to hear and not what I told you.
The next time I see her at the store, I'll ask her if she's excited to be a grandparent.
And that's the last time Jeremiah ever saw Sam.
Yeah.
Or is it more like, is that the last time anybody saw Jeremiah?
Yeah.
No, because I'll just crawl away. I can't do it.
So what you need to do is say, you're right, we're getting another dog.
Oh, well, yeah, no, we just ordered 10 turkeys. I mean, they'll be in the
There you
spring.
go.
There's plenty of grand turkeys.
Yeah.
Grand turkeys.
So delicious.
This one for your birthday, this one for the 4th of July, this one for no reason at all.
This one because the dog got its nails trimmed and didn't bite anybody. Yay!
Yay! Yay! Yeah, we can do that.
This one because we had another one yesterday. Excellent.
Yeah.
And this one, oh, no more turkey, I'm tired of turkey.
Yeah.
So another turkey!
Yay!
Blackjack Kingdom.
By that time, Blackjack Kingdom, okay.
So,
Blackjack Kingdom.
Blackjack Kingdom. Okay. I will check that one out later. But
It's
besides,
available at
Common
Room.
Common.
Or
Oh,
online.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I definitely have to go get a copy then.
For those of you who are interested in actually learning how to make your own board games, card games, and stuff, reach out to the people at Common Room, because they have a makers or game developers day kind of like every Sunday, where these group of people get together, test out games they've made, and there's some really interesting ones out there. I don't go that often, once because of the distance, and two because I love games. Developing them, I don't know if it's really grabbed my attention yet. Although
Yeah,
I've helped Ian with his. I've been a play tester, not as much as I would like to have, because being a play tester to me is different than sitting there trying to develop the game.
Absolutely.
But there is a huge abundance of testing the games. So reach out to Common Room. We should get Common Room out here on this.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm in your boat, John. I personally, I don't know what it would take for me to have to be dug in to want to do a game development. But if you need me for play testing a game, I'll sit at that chair all day. I will do as many rounds of this game as you need to go.
Yeah, I've been on the end of game development, or people ask me to be an artist for it. The first one was sometime in the 90s. The guy had a card game he was coming up with, and I started doing the drawings for that. Then the game disappeared. I kind of, sort of helped and dropped the ball majorly with Ian trying to develop some of the stuff, but a lot of it was lack of communication on my part. So, and also the fact that he works third shift and I worked whenever I could.
Yeah. Now, the only time I did almost work on a board game development was a friend of mine, John Buchanan, who's a graphic artist, and we should actually probably have him on the show once. He'd be fantastic. We were going to make a Bigfoot hunting board game, where the whole principle was, we had to make like little miniature Bigfoot, and there'd be campsites and clues and things like this. And I think when I boiled down the rules a bit, it was turning it kind of into House on Haunted Hill / Clue.
Okay.
Because as you would move through this map, you would uncover new tiles, and this tile would be, like a watchtower over here. And then this tile over here would be like, it's the wrecked campsite. And so on and so forth. And you could, pull a card from a deck to look for a clue, or you could find evidence on like a certain roll. And we had a few charts and stuff, but we were never able to really work out the rules just right to make any of it feasible. Like, we had a lot of ideas, and I kind of said, like, this would be better as a video game.
Yeah.
And just, you don't need to have a big scary monster in the game come and get you, but you can always see something just out of the corner of your eye. Or make objectives like, take a really blurry picture. And that was some of the other stuff too, is, each box would come with like different clues. So yeah, it'd be us in a Bigfoot suit having to take blurry photos of ourselves in the woods to put in every box.
Yeah.
And, take a couple dozen pictures, so that way it kind of randomizes it up a little bit.
Remind me of one of the ideas I have that I can't talk about here, to talk about once we actually hit the stop streaming button. So, yeah.
Hit stop streaming? What?
No, not yet. You didn't say the magic words, which I'm not
I
going to
was
say.
supposed to hit start streaming. Hang on.
Any other? Okay, we already took a major tangent off of your doll.
Yeah. But no, the baby doll got a very nice undead zombie paint coat the other day on my stream from my shop, which, thanks to me hitting the optimize button before the stream would start, ran perfectly and smoothly with no hitches.
Nice.
So yeah, that's all it took was one button. And the only thing it changed on my optimization to make it run at a perfect speed was it took my camera that I have and it zoomed it in ever so slightly. That was it. I genuinely
There's probably more in the background though.
I'm sure it has to be. It's got to be data crunching and stuff like that. But as far as any of my other setup went, it just you could almost not tell that the camera had changed. But it did, but you couldn't quite tell.
Yeah. Probably one of those. You're trying to do 1080? No, we're going down to 720.
Oh no! I had already set it to 720. So it's probably going like, we're at 720. No. We're going all the way back down to 480.
240.
Yeah. Welcome back to 120, folks.
Oh, you mean the old Polaroid digital cameras that first came out in the market in, 1999?
Yeah, because I remember those were what we had at the high school when they first came out. We had those digital cameras we got to play around with in the upstairs science room.
Yeah, that reminds me of your 10-year challenge photo. That one was rather digitized of your 10 years ago.
Well, because that one was from probably 20 yards away at a wedding.
And a flip phone.
Yeah, someone's flip phone, definitely. But no, me in the background, there was a big enough difference in that picture. That was a little startling for me to look at, too. Because it was like, okay, I'll do this. I'll see what it looks like. Holy shit!
I'm actually upset, though. I had posted my 10-year challenge and not one single new subscriber to my channel. I mean, I'm only asking for $8.99 a month. Come on.
Per picture.
You want to see any of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna you want some DLC? I'll pay for that. You have to pay for it.
I'm just saying, John, I just don't think $16.99 a month to get 2 pictures one time is not that great of a sign-up deal on as a subscription.
For me, it's great.
Well, I mean, if you just want to call it a Patreon, that's fine. Because that's the same deal.
You can do that too. So send me 16. Actually, what is it? Yeah, just go ahead and send me $17 on Patreon.
It was $8.99 per. So just send a nice, crisp $18 all rounded up together. Just make it right there.
Okay, fine. Send that on Patreon. So
Yep.
I'm waiting for it.
PayPal, Patreon, Venmo, all the other apps.
Yep.
Apple Pay.
Apple Pay, Google Wallet.
I don't do Apple Pay. Yeah.
A paper check in the mail.
No, never.
That takes
Don't
so
do that.
goddamn long. I mean, I
And
want
then
to
it's just
turn
going
it
to bounce
down.
when you get it. Or something's going to be miswritten. And won't be a good check.
True.
Okay, so cashier's check.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, cashier's
Money
check.
order.
Money
and
order.
besides the Demon Baby, which tonight, if I'm not being lazy playing video games, because this is my 2 days off in a row, I waited 7 days for this. Oh, it's magic.
2 days off in a row.
Yep. Hey,
So-
count them. 2 days off.
So
See all
that's the
four of
next
them?
question. You say, oh, I'm going to stream at night because that's when noob, and you've been streaming in the middle of the day.
Yes, because I went through about a month and a half period of time following what everything said to do as guides, which is, if you're new to streaming, you should try and stream between midnight and 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the other hours are kind of eaten up by the prime time streamers, and I understand that. So okay, no fighting it, but I've caught more viewers and followers now starting it at like noon or 1 and going until 2 or 3 than I was at night, because it's, for me, when I was doing it at night, it just keeps you kind of in a local algorithm when
Yeah.
you are new, not paying much attention to that. So I wasn't going outside the Midwest very much. So if you're awake at like 3 a.m. in the Midwest, you're usually at a bar. And so you're not really paying attention to Twitch.
Also, the type of streaming you're doing plays a big factor. What kind of audience are you trying to get? The
Well-
video gamers usually are up from midnight till 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a crafting stream, I'd say you'd want people wanting to learn or watch somebody
Right.
do something. I would say for the middle of the day or early evening
Mm-hmm.
would be good, but
And my only issue is like early evening is out because I normally work 4 to close.
Yeah.
And close is
yeah.
9 o'clock.
There's no real time for talk shows either.
Right.
There's no good time
And there
for it.
isn't really
No.
there isn't a real time set up for crafting and making channels either.
Mhm.
It's just come as you are. You're already here streaming. People are going to pop in and see. And what makes it even better is the face of the creepy evil baby doll. So anybody watching on YouTube or Twitch, you know that when you load in and you're just going through and scrolling past videos to see what to watch, it will generate a random thumbnail based on the second or the moment that is passing by. So there is a bit of a nightmare fuel scenario for some people who go by, and there is a what looks like rotten baby with no eyes being held up to the camera so you can stare into its dark black void
That's probably why
pits.
he gets more watchers.
Mhm.
What the hell's this? Click.
Yeah. No, I would. I feel like I should put a disclaimer up, but I'm not
No.
going to.
Not yet.
No, you should put a claimer up.
Ooh, there we go.
There was a game in the mid-90s that actually had a claimer. This game is trying to get you to worship Satan. This game is trying to get you to create all these bombs. This game is trying. I mean, it was obviously one big long joke because the game gave you absolutely no information on how to do that. It was a role-playing game based on a weird future cyberpunk thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, and everybody had to make fun of the like video games are creating violent people tangent back then, which is still around.
Yeah.
It's the never-ending version of the Satanic Panic now. It's video games cause violence.
Oh, Amanda, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't, I hope things are going well down in Texas, and that your neighbors realize that no, you're not the one who sacrificed all those animals down the street by beheading them. Oh, so people want some context?
No.
All right. So a friend of mine, she's a pagan down in Texas. Her name is Amanda, and there's some sort of neighbor retaliation things happening down there, and she went on the neighborhood group chat on some forum and said how, look, this isn't pagan. This isn't something that they would do. This, if it is a pagan form, it might be more of a Santeria or something else, but none of this matches as anything within these. And she lists a whole bunch of groups, and especially the one that she follows. Well, your right-wing Christian nut comes down and says, it must be you because you're the one who's telling us how it's done! And now she's the head of some cult down there.
Awesome.
Sorry, Amanda.
Congratulations.
Right. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So playing a little bit of video games today. My friend Blue and I were playing Phasmophobia, because I love spooky, scary ghost game.
Mm-hmm.
And he did ask me in the middle of the game, like, do you even believe in ghosts anymore? It's like, no. No, if you're a grown adult and you believe in spirits and ghosts and stuff, I'm good for you. I just don't have it anymore. It's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm getting a weird look because I still do believe in spirits and ghosts and stuff.
that's fine. I followed along with all the, like, when people ask me if I really believe in aliens, in a sense, yes. For the long explanation, they're not coming here, and whatever people say are aliens here aren't aliens. It's just not happening. If they exist in the universe, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But we're never, ever, 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 ever going to have that, like, Star Wars moment of walking into a bar on another planet and shaking hands with another alien. Because who knows, the liquids from their skin might melt us.
We
It's
might
just-
help them.
it's
not
just
even
not gonna
that.
work.
It's not even the absolute phenomenal distance we would have to go,
Mm-hmm.
and all the filters we would have to get through just to get to that point.
Yeah.
That, okay, in order to get that far, we would have to be, one of the current hypotheses is you have to be among the first, so that you can be there to wipe out everybody else, because guess what life does?
Mm-hmm. It's competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're either really lucky, which probably not, or we're really fucking far away from everything, which we're most likely, most certainly are.
And I think that it's really a combination of the two. Is A, we're really lucky because just existing is like, wow, crazy, that happened. We made it. Good job, everybody. And then on the other hand of it, yeah, we're in the middle of kind of like the cosmic Alabama. There's nothing around us for a very long distance except a lot of heap and junk.
Relatively speaking, there's nothing around. But that's when you get into relative. You're also talking about such a, again, vast area. Then you have the whole time.
Well,
Now,
remember,
maybe there has been a celestial race that has made it to Earth, passed by, and, you know, at that point, Earth may not even been fully formed,
Nope.
or barely had life on it, or the dinosaurs were already wiped out, or we missed them just as soon as, you know, maybe that's where that comet came from, because that was that was their swan song.
Oh, and also when we look out into space and they say, well, we don't see anything on other planets, we don't see life. Yes, because we're looking into the past. That's a literal thing you do with a telescope. If you look far enough out into the galaxy, you aren't seeing what's actually there anymore.
You can look up into the sky and the sun is
Yes.
8 seconds behind us.
Yes.
When the sun finally explodes, one of these millions of years from now,
It won't explode. Our sun is going to expand. There's a huge difference.
Yep.
Speed is relative.
yeah,
But over,
But-
go ahead.
it's 8 seconds behind.
Yeah.
We
So
won't- it'll happen, but we won't know anything about it for 8 full seconds.
Not entirely true, because if the sun were to explode, supernova, there will be telltale signs.
We'll know it.
But it's one of those, oh, well, sometime within the next 100 years something's going to happen. Sometime within the next couple months something's going to happen. Any minute now! That
Yeah.
flare looks a little suspicious.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, then that's another thought is, you know, we can go looking for life out here in other places. Oh, we found an Earth-like planet 20 million light years from Earth. That does us zero good. Thank you.
Yeah.
20 million is really relatively close.
It is.
Yeah.
But 20 million years in the scape of humans and just life on Earth
Yeah.
is a huge jump. Because remember, as far as as science knows, humanity's only been here, starting from our base ancestor, for about 5 million years.
Yeah. And
So-
how long have we been exploring space?
30, 40, 50.
50.
Actually,
Let's say 60 with all the stuff we've thrown up there.
I think it's more like 75.
There's a debate to be said about 200 years back when the first telescope was invented, Galileo and all that.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Visiting. When was the
Visiting.
How long
I
did we
would
actually
say-
get there?
You said exploring, and
Let me put
I
it
don't
this
even
way.
think that's the same.
How
Considering we
long
thought
of-
there were channels on Mars. And
there's
they're
an argument to be made. Literally the words I just said.
Yeah.
See, and yeah, I'm kind of in the boat of where it's like I agree with Jeremiah where if you look at it that way, yeah, we've been checking out from a distance.
We've been sending signals for And mind you, they're already degraded beyond any sort of recognition for over 100 years.
I've been sending signals but not getting any response back.
One
Because
day.
I blocked you, bitch.
But also at the same time, you know, I think we've been sending volunteers in some pretty rickety stuff way back in the early days about.
Well, you had two huge governments deciding we need to be first.
Yeah.
Let's throw some stuff up and see what lands. Oh, everything landed. Oh, except for that one burn guy.
Oh yeah, and that one burn guy. If you ever listen to, there was an episode from a podcast I listened to where the entire episode was about eerie sounds, and one of them was from a cosmonaut re-entering in one of the early Russian space modules that were.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was a rough listen because she doesn't make it through the recording, and it is not a fun listen as she's coming back.
No.
So, no, remember, folks, we have sent, in our feeble attempts to check out space, we have sent live animals, we have sent people, we have sent plants, we have sent everything into space, and only within maybe the last 30 years have had a vast amount of success.
Yeah, but I want to add to that note. There was a lot of undocumented or unofficially documented Russian tests.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
Lots
one of
and
those.
lots.
They really don't know how many they've lost. The United States has been either doing the same thing or really lucky because they've been trying to be a lot more careful.
Hey, there was
yes, we've lost people, but
There was the flat earther 2 years ago who built his own
I
rocket
know, right?
so he could go up to see the curvature of the Earth, and he made it through the first one.
Yeah, with relatively minimal injuries.
Yeah.
He got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
Second one, he's flat now.
I mean, he got up high enough to see. Whether he paid attention or not
Learned
is
the
a
error
totally
of his
different.
way.
Yeah.
Right. Did he really get that high? I heard his trajectory wasn't good enough.
No, I don't think it really was. I mean, he would have had to have gone. It's a half a mile up before you can see the curvature.
You can see it from like tall skyscrapers.
Okay.
Okay, fair.
That's where we get into, like, you have to really be paying attention for this curve.
Yeah.
Now, part of it is it's dropping off. Yes, you can see that. If you really want to get and see, like, that's definitely the curve, you have to go beyond what most airliners do. But if you go a mile up and you have the right equipment, it can show you that the horizon has dropped. But you're talking about it's enough of a difference where the average person is going to know that, oh, okay, yeah, it's dropped. They're just going to feel their way through it and say, oh, the horizon's at eye level, so therefore they're going to see what they want to see.
No, yeah.
Tangent. I watched a documentary on my VR headset about 9/11, and there were a few documentaries about space. I kind of want to do something like that in VR now. Talking about this. Watch
I
one
think
of
we
those.
got another show coming up.
Well, and there is one day I do love VR, just even the kind that you just get for your phone to stick on your face. Because there is one video that National Geographic has that always pops up on the Google Cardboard, like preview stuff, and it's Antarctica under the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome video. And every time there is this sea lion that no matter where I'm looking, I would turn around and just see like yawning sea lion. And Victoria knows when I'm watching it because I'm bored because I'll just go, fucking sea lion! And like throw my phone and the headset hits the ground. It's like, oh, that son of a bitch, every time.
Damn you, sea lion. Damn you.
Yes, but my final thing that I've had going on for a project is I was able to get my ink, in resin, I should say, for my 3D printer.
Nice.
I recalibrated the 3D printer, and I have actually started working with 3D modeling programs again, and now I have made things that I'm not totally filled with hate for. So it's like, oh, we're getting there. Oh, I'm getting there. So eventually, instead of having to hand sculpt all of my things, if I want to make small figures, I can just do them up on a computer
And repeat them.
and print.
And speaking of, if anybody's out there wants to donate an old, like, was it i9 or i10 iPhone or whatever they were called, look at the emails. Contact me. We could use that because simply put, 3D modeling. Samsung Galaxy 10s and newer are acceptable as well. We don't need it to actually be able to make phone calls. We just need it for its facial recognition. Thank you very much. Sam's like, huh?
No,
Yeah.
I think I see what's going on. 3D scanning.
Yeah, there's apps so you can take
Yeah.
that. So
I have scanning apps on my phone now as well. Yeah, no, unfortunately that was my other little project. my other phone died in my hands and just would never turn back on again. It was like, oh, I guess 3 months of system UI failure screens means that eventually it's going to die on you. But the camera on my new phone is 48 megapixels, and I have really been enjoying it because I'm used to only getting 12 to 16.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal, and people don't seem to realize that.
Yeah, but then I see a total difference with this one, like night and day. And it's like, oh, finally, something that doesn't suck. And I got it at Walmart. Yes!
And he doesn't even remember the day of like that. I got 1 megapixel camera. Yay!
No. I had one of those when, as a graduation gift from art school. I was given a digital camera with the photo printer. And it was an early graduation gift.
You mean a Game Boy camera and Game Boy printer?
No, but I have those as well.
Okay.
I still found the paper rolls for mine.
Nice.
But, no, it was, I think, 2 megapixels on this digital camera. It weighed like 4 pounds. And it was just a camera. And I think it had 256 megs of hard disk space on that bad boy. Oh, flying. And I remember taking pictures of it, and yeah, it looked clear. They looked good.
Yeah.
And now I look back at them, it's like, remember when, Mario 64 came out and you're like,
yeah.
Oh man,
It's
Mario
3D.
looks so realistic. You could see the sweat pouring off his forehead when he's trying to, and then you look back on it now and you're just like, man, that nostalgia really changes how you remember things, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Those rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah, and the other part of this, so the 1 megapixel cameras I used in high school, those you needed the full floppy disk to insert in, and you could only take 10 pictures. Film.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, and recording any video with it, not allowed.
Right. Do any of you remember a small handheld camcorder that used the old audio cassettes? It would only film in like a really bad black and white.
I think I do.
So-
I think I remember one of these.
Yeah.
I saw one at my dead aunt's trailer, and I almost grabbed it.
Oh, can you still grab it?
I might.
Yeah,
Do
go
it.
grab it.
Do it.
Oh my god, those things are so fun. Like, the resolution isn't that important. It's the effects you get with it, and everything's kind of like a weird black and white animation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the small little.
Yeah, they're the standard cassettes. Yeah, pick it up.
This one only had cassettes like this big, but they were cassettes. It wasn't a VCR.
No,
Big
it's,
one.
no.
So
I'm
I
talking
have-
audio cassettes. Those little stupid things you put the pencil in to rewind. Yeah,
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Get it. Go
So-
now.
Yeah.
I'm
Jeremiah,
busy.
I found one in my grandpa's stuff that was a camera like what you're talking about, where it took the larger cassette.
Yeah.
But then I also have another camera from that collection of his that is a VHS recorder. And the thing sits on your shoulder like you're going to war.
Uh-huh.
And it's got the light thing here. The microphone sticks out about 1.5 feet. You can't really adjust the lens at all, but it looks like you can, so you can pretend to be fancy while you're at the family reunion.
Yeah. You
I-
adjust the lens by subtly moving the camera forward and backwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the sort of things you can hide wonderful things in. Yeah.
Yep. But no, I've started to collect an entire, accidentally collecting very old cameras that I have no cassettes to put in them to record with because they don't make them anymore. So I'm gonna have to just hot rig it up so I can stick like an SSD in there
Yeah.
and
I wonder if you
record
can
record of
retrofit
that.
something like that in there, so you can basically take that signal, since it is should be a
Yeah.
digital signal,
Yeah.
and pipe that down into a system that the computer can read.
I'm sure there's got to be a converter somewhere.
Quick to the hack space.
Dun, 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 dun. The hack cave.
DLC not available.
Holy VHS, fat man.
What is it, Laserdisc boy? What about the old vinyl records that actually played video?
Look out, it's Betamax.
Betamax was actually pretty good.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't remember the vinyl? They were actual vinyls. You had to put a needle on it, and they would play, and you can get video out of it.
Well, I knew that you could do that with music, but the video I did not know.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
too young.
Those were
Sorry.
70s, early 80s sort of thing that kind of...
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds like it's one of those things that they tried really hard to make work, and then someone was like, look, we made a CD, it's the same thing, but not that. And everybody went, oh, neat.
Well, no, because VHS took over after that. Laserdisc did show up, and they were these big, oh, these are great. But, man, VHS still had better quality than the old Laserdiscs. Betamax blew them away. But, in that war, Sony said, we will not allow pornography on our Betamax. And the industry went, well, we won't use Betamax. VHS it is.
Yep.
Pornography won the battle.
Sony said that?
Yes.
Because in the early 2000s, late 90s, there was the old Nintendo 64 PlayStation war. There was a contender to that.
Conker's Bad Day.
The Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. The older, more popular brother of the Sega CD
Genesis,
that
Sega CD,
didn't
Sega Saturn,
Sega CD just did not take hold for whatever reason.
and the Dreamcast almost did.
Yeah,
It was
weird.
the better system, but then Sony must have learned from their mistake.
They did.
And pumped more money into it, and the PlayStation came out like 3 or 4 months or something after the Dreamcast, and that was the last you wrote.
Yeah.
That was it.
And Dreamcast didn't have any real contracts for major games.
No.
So even though it was the first internet, hey, play games with your friends over the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, and your Save Pack has a little video thing on it, so you can click it in, and you can have mini games. Or if you're playing a lot of Sonic, you can check on your Chow Garden. Make sure they're all doing well, like they're good little Tamagotchis that way.
Oh god, Tamagotchis came back 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all going to remember. Hula hoops are getting popular again, everybody.
But back to the whole digital media and all that. Sony did win out in the HD versus Blu-ray, but they were still saying the same stipulations. We do not want any pornography used. But since they were licensing out to other people to make this, they had no control over it.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a superior image versus the HD. And the other day I was in 3/4 price books, and they had some old HD DVDs that were great. They came in little purple boxes.
Speaking of which, at 3/4 and a half price books, Victoria told me that they did have a copy of Kung Pao on DVD. So she's been instructed, or you guys, next time you're over, pick that up for me because my disc is completely ruined. I've watched Kung
If I
Pao.
go 15, 16 price books, then I'll make my way over
It's
there
like
then.
I think it's between $1 to $2. I don't remember, but
They're
I
usually
say
around 2 or
they're
3.
fools. They don't know what treasure they keep there with Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
I think the people who actually look for the stuff know anyway because they generally don't have anything. They've either got stuff everybody already has, or that absolutely nobody wants.
That's
and
always,
a lot of that stuff.
That's a lot of the problem. Every time I've gone over to 99 and a quarter half price books, they always have. It's a lot of books, and some of them I like to go through the DIY and the do-it-yourself sections and the art stuff. Well, the art stuff is all like collections of artists I've never heard of because they just did they do very nice landscape paintings. But I'm not a landscape guy. I'm a sci-fi nerd. I like my aliens and monsters. Give me my my Wayne Barlow and a few of those other greats. But then it's so many of the DIY books are stuff from like my grandpa's bookshelf, where it's copyright do-it-yourselfer 1944. Build your own home. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the wheezing and the dust come from the book when you open it. Like, make sure your mule is tied off to your counterweights before you lift your cross beams. Oh, I gotta get a mule for this?
Get 1,500 tons of asbestos, line your walls, and don't forget this lead-filled paint. Sweet.
The cigarette smoke will keep you safe.
Yeah.
Kills the bugs, at least.
Yeah. I remember I've actually seen basically catalog houses, has everything you need to build, will deliver X amount.
Yeah.
Nowadays you want that same thing, it's like, well, I don't think you have enough zeros in your bank account.
No, you don't. To have a kit delivered to your home for you to build your own home. I think Legos are a little cheaper.
Just not by much.
Just not by much. Yeah. I mean the big sets, too.
Yeah.
Legos will get you on the shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I don't know, I'm pretty sure that if you could pool enough Legos together and build an actual small home out of it, it would be earthquake and hurricane proof, would it not?
No, because some kid's going to come in with that little tool and just start popping it all off. And it doesn't matter what happens. Boom. Or you're not going to lock it in. That one that one keystone is barely not going to be locked in.
You're gonna
and
have
the cat's
that-
going to come up
you're
and
gonna
go,
have
mirror,
the hairline
shatters all
fractured.
the
I
place.
wouldn't want anything like that because I like to walk around barefoot, and you couldn't pay me to walk in a house with all that Lego.
Look, look,
in it.
look, 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 look. You put carpet and stuff down after you've built the house. Put it on a concrete foundation.
Something's going to go wrong. Tell me it won't.
No,
You can't.
it's gonna happen. It's like playing D&D in a house. You know
Yep.
that you're in a house where there's a bunch of D&D nerds because someone will find that D4 the
Yep.
second they take their shoes off.
Uh-huh. We got 3 minutes.
Yep.
3 minutes.
3
Yep.
minutes. True nerds always carry dice. I have my bag in the car too.
Yeah.
Same.
Your car is a dice,
Yes, it is.
and it's rolling high.
I know
That's
it
right.
is. We need to get a photo of that to put on here or something. I don't know if you've taken one.
I don't think I have. You
Okay.
can.
You really need
Do
to
that.
take some photos of your work. Be proud of that, John.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
do have
now.
some. You can check my Instagram out and see some of my work there. Hey,
Ba-da-da-da.
Links in the description.
maybe, if I remember.
I mean, it's Radioactive Shack on
Yeah.
Instagram, so
Instagram, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Real easy to find.
Yep.
Superstar.
Great.
All right, so I guess at that point, in the future, we will be having Owen Valley. Going to try to bring Tom Rice in. Is your boss willing to come back on?
probably, yeah.
Yeah, we want to bring Ben on. We may have to do that somewhere else too.
We'll
if
do
we
that
as usual.
one at the brewery, probably.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a better spot.
all right, so that's your homework. You have homework. You have homework. I have homework.
Why do we have so much homework?
Because
Yeah.
we don't want this thing to grow, right?
We have homework for 3 different things. And
You
we
want
cannot-
this thing to grow.
We can't talk about 2 of them.
This is the easiest one.
Well, that's
Easy.
fair.
This is easy. Easy.
Well, since it'll probably be Pathfinder night at Civilian next Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
if we'd like to do the show on a Tuesday rather than a Monday, so that way we know Ben will be there and it won't eat up a whole day off for him. I mean,
How can 1 hour? Well, up there it could be as long as we want. How can that? How does that eat up the whole day for him? It should.
he lives in Bloomington, and if he doesn't
That's
need to
not
drive,
our fault.
but if he doesn't need to drive over here for a day off, I wouldn't blame
So
him.
what you're saying is we go to his house, play on his pool table while we have our show.
Well, he doesn't have a pool table, but
Damn.
you know,
Ben,
he has a
not
table.
worth.
He at least has a table.
All right, so you talk to him, see what we can work out. If we have to do it on a different day, we'll do it on a different day. But on that note, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And what's that thing we always say at the end?
Good night, Grace.
No.